I'm Dave Coulter, and I can't thank you enough for coming out.
The Rochester Public Library on a Thursday afternoon is the latest town hall for new Oakland County Executive David Coulter.
Can you talk about what we're doing to help homeless in Oakland County?
The questions Coulter gets range from deer crashes to financial stability to school safety.
I'm going to be a county executive that's willing to work with everybody. No political party has a monopoly on great ideas, and I want to hear from good ideas no matter where they come from.
It's been 27 years since there was a new county exec. Coulter was appointed after the death of L. Brooks Patterson in August. The larger-than-life, sometimes controversial, always conservative Republican guided the tone of the county and impacted the region for a generation. Now, residents of a slowly changing Oakland County want to know who Coulter is and what he stands for.
You know, I was prepared on some level. I had been an Oakland County Commissioner for 8 years, and then I was mayor of Ferndale for 9 years. So I have some public service experience, and I understand how government works. But this is a big job, and you know, going from Ferndale, which is 20,000 people, to Oakland County, which is 1.25 million people, it's a lot of the same issues, but on a much greater magnitude.
You really touched on the fact that Brooks Patterson was synonymous with Oakland County for many years, and really his footprint looms large. People can look now and say, how does your leadership differ, and what direction will that then take Oakland County in?
Yeah. And you know, I have a lot of respect for Brooks Patterson, and he laid a great foundation for Oakland County. And he was an icon. So I've told people I'm not trying to be Brooks Patterson or the next Brooks Patterson. I can only try to be the best version of myself that I can be. And my particular leadership style is collaborative. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I think what I'm good at and what government can be good at is as a convener and bringing the right people together to work on issues, get all the perspectives. So the first thing, besides getting my leadership team in place, that I had to do is we had to pass a budget in Oakland County, and it was due in about 3 weeks after my appointment. So as if that wasn't challenging enough, I laid down the marker that I wanted the budget to be passed unanimously. So we reached out to the Republicans, the Democrats. We made sure everybody's voice was heard. We tried to incorporate what everybody was thinking and asking about in the budget. And I'm really proud of the fact that by the end of September, we passed a 3-year balanced budget unanimously in Oakland County.
I think it's interesting that you bring up Washington and the polarization there of the parties, because people would look at Oakland County now and say, usually a Republican stronghold. Now you have a Democrat who's the county executive. You have a majority of Democrats as the county commissioners. How does that change the direction of the county? Do you believe that there's any change in the direction now?
Well, I do believe there's a change, but it's a change that's been happening. This didn't happen overnight or with my appointment. You know, Governor Whitmer carried Oakland County by 17 points. Hillary Clinton won Oakland County. So this is a county that's been trending blue for a while now, and as a result, some of those sort of more democratic or progressive policies have begun to be adopted. But certainly with me here now as sort of the figurehead in the county, I think a lot of people's expectations are that it will change, and it will, but not in a drastic way. You know, we have a great foundation in Oakland County. We do some things really, really well. Financially, we're in a very good place. That 3-year balanced budget that I mentioned is very important to me. The bond rating that we have as a county, very important to me that we preserve that. So we're gonna maintain that and yet build on that in some ways. So for instance, in the budget that we just passed, we adopted a $15 minimum wage for anybody working for Oakland County. That's a progressive priority. We got safe drinking water stations in all of the high schools and all of the elementary schools across Oakland County, because health is a priority for me, and safe drinking water is really important. So we were able to get that in the budget. So you're going to see us do some of those kinds of priorities that I care about, and I think some of those are bipartisan anyway.
What do you think the perception is of Oakland County?
One is that it's a wealthy county, and frankly it is. That's not just perception. We're the wealthiest county in Michigan, and in a lot of ways we're the economic engine of Michigan. There are a lot of corporate headquarters here, a lot of industry here that really drives Michigan's economy. So that's both a perception and a reality. I think there has sometimes, from a political perspective, been a perception that we're sometimes been the obstacle to regional progress on some issues that are important to people throughout Southeast Michigan. Some of that's fair, some of it's maybe just perception, but that's a particular area that I've tried to address. I've tried to be somebody in this position who reaches out across county lines and city lines.
All right, speaking about regional cooperation, let's get to something that you differ from your predecessor, and that is on regional transit. The county voted against regional transit the last time it was on the ballot. There is word that in January we could see some kind of ballot language that would be on in 2020. Where do you stand in terms of Oakland County's position on transit, knowing full well that the executive's leadership does drive it? We see it in Macomb County and we see it in Wayne County.
Yeah. You know, when I first ran for county commissioner back in 2002, this was one of my 3 key issues, and so I've been preaching this for a long time. We're the only metropolitan area in the country that doesn't have some kind of comprehensive transit system, and it hurts us. It hurts us attracting businesses. It hurts us in keeping our young people here after college or after high school, because transit is important, both economically to get people to jobs, to get to the jobs that they need, to keep our young people here, to help our seniors and our people with disabilities get around. I'm a transit advocate. But as you brought up, in 2016, that plan did not pass. Now, it didn't pass overwhelmingly in Macomb, but some people forget it didn't pass in Oakland either. So one of the first things I said is the plan is more important than the timing of when we do it. So we're working with the leaders in the region to see if we can't get to a plan that the voters would be more comfortable with. I don't want to just dust off the old plan and say, now we've got an executive who supports transit, so let's just do that. There were reasons, and I think fairly legitimate reasons, why Oakland voters rejected that plan in 2016. So my job is to see if we can't craft a new plan that incorporates some of the concerns that voters had last time and see if we can't get that before them.
What are your conversations like with Mark Hackle and Warren Evans?
Really good. We've developed a relationship. I've met with them several times. I think they share my belief that when and where we can work together, that's in the best interest of all of us.
Is there competition? Like, you want that business to come to Oakland County, they want that business to come to Wayne County?
Not really. I don't like to play that game. You know, this game of poaching a business from Macomb or Wayne, and then they poach a business from ours, that's a zero-sum game that does nothing for Michigan and nothing for the region. So I'm not interested in that. In fact, I was really proud to join the Detroit Regional Partnership, which is a group of the regional leaders and CEOs on economic development issues. That's a board that my predecessor didn't want to serve on. But their mission is to attract businesses to Michigan, and specifically to Southeast Michigan. But what they do is they bring them to the region, and then it's up to us to get them to our counties. But even there, I think that if we can bring them to Southeast Michigan, we'll all each get our fair share. Oakland County is going to get its fair share of businesses because of the quality of life here, because it's a great county with a lot of great assets. But you know what? If Macomb gets a business, some of our residents are going to work there and they'll cross those county lines. Same thing with Wayne. So we're really trying to do this in a way that's not competitive but is collaborative. And we're off to a good start.